Today I'll be showing you how to scrape Google or Bing for text data using Python in the BeautifulSoup package. This is going to help you if you have an input file with names or strings that you want to iterate through and search and then retrieve text data. So here's an example of what we're going to do. We will be searching Dwayne Johnson in Bing and getting back the Wikipedia paragraph displayed on the page. The structure of your input file is going to need a column name, and that can be unique to you. So let's get to importing our packages. First one is going to be pandas. Then we're going to import CSV, and then we'll be importing requests. Next, we'll import the actual good stuff, which is BeautifulSoup, as BS. And to download that, just Google search BeautifulSoup 4, and you'll find this install, which you can just copy, open up your command, and paste that in there, and you'll download it. I already have it, so I'll just close out here, but it's really quick and simple. We can go back here and load those. So to get started, we're just going to input our data here, and mine's in Excel format. So using pandas, we are going to say pd read Excel. And then in these parentheses, we need to tell Python where we're going to get that. So my data is in a folder called data, just on my desktop. So I'm going to copy and paste the file path. And we're going to put that right in those parentheses and comment it out. Next, we'll be getting the name of our file that we're inputting. Mine is called Athlete Celebs. Go ahead and copy that. Put that at the end there with a slash. So that's no problem. Just put a little R right there, and let's see if that works. Yep, that works. So to start off, make I equal to 0. We're going to go names equals data, and then the column name within your data, which is name for me. We're going to write a while loop that will iterate through each instance of the column, the length of names, and then we're going to say I plus or equals to 1. Next, we are going to open up a list within our program so the names can write, or the data can write to that list. So let's just name it list URL. And this is when we're going to get our web page. But something doesn't look right. Oh, yeah, okay. So for our web page, we're going to go to Bing. I'm going to copy everything up till the name here. And this is going to be our base URL. So we can go ahead and paste that in here. And then we want to add on each iteration or each name within our list. So we'll go plus variable. And for each of those variables, they're coming from the names list. Now later on, we're going to need a data frame to write to. So we're going to create that now. We'll just call it Athlete Soup. And then open up Pandas data frame here. And it's just going to be empty for now. So now we're going to start actually leveraging BeautifulSoup. So for that, we're going to start a for loop for B in list URL. And then to do that, we want to create a callable that will then request each name within that list. So for the soup, we're just going to call it soup. And this is going to hold our actual text data. So we're going to go BS BeautifulSoup, and then we're going to call upon URL text, and then we're going to use the HTML parser. There's a couple different things we can enter here, but for our case, we're using HTML parser. Next, we need to tell where BeautifulSoup to pull the text from. We're going to say text results soup find. And this is when we have to figure out what we want to pull. So in our case, let's go back to Bing, and we're going to inspect the page just so we can find out where everything is. So as you remember, we want the Wikipedia text. Now I don't want these links, and I don't want all this junk here, and I definitely don't want all these photos and whatnot. So that's why I'm gonna inspect, and I'm gonna go to the part where that content is. You can see there's the body, there's head. So I opened up body, and within that we can see div. We open up div in the main, and we want results. Now we need to find which one's Wikipedia here. There we go. That's Wikipedia. Open that up, and we just got to keep going through and finding out what the name of just the text is called. Content. Going further, open that up. Or L, UL, LI, div. There it is. So there's our text. So it's literally called div. But we're going to go back here and just say div. And to cap this off, we will say get text. Next, we're going to create a list within the for loop. We're going to name this C soup, celebrity soup, and just an empty list for now. And then for rows, we want to designate that B will be in there because that B is our URL plus the name of the celebrity. And then we also want our text results to be in there. So within the list, we want B and text results. So then next we need to append that row into C soup, which is our empty list. So we'll go C soup dot append, and we're going to put the row in there. So we should be able to. Oh, yeah. So that didn't. Okay, we've got a couple problems here. There's a dot there. Requests is requests. We want requests. Okay, no, we don't want BeautifulSoup. We want BeautifulSoup. All right. Yeah, there we go. That looks like it's working. Okay. So next we're going to somehow get this list into a data frame. So we want to assign some column names here, and then put the columns from the list into those data frame columns. We're going to say name, and we want to get it from C soup, and the location of it is the first is 0 because that's the first besides the index. That is the first row, which this is going to be B. 0 is B. Next, we want to include the link, just so we know what was searched for the person, so that we're getting that from C soup, and those are actually going to be together. So since up here we only have the link, remember B is the URL plus the name, so that is the full link. Later on we're going to delete the link to create the name. So that's coming from the same spot. And then lastly, we want our text results. So we're going to say soup, the actual soup, equal to C soup. And then the label for this is 1, because 1 is actually, one is actually the second row. So text results is going to pop up in 1 there. So our data frame, as you remember, is called athlete soup. So now we need to write the row or a list into that data frame. So we're going to say athlete soup equals itself athlete soup. Athlete soup. and we're going to append. Then we have to name our columns. So this is when we name our columns. We're going to say celeb name, and I forgot to some text there, and then we're getting this from name, so that's coming from the name. Next, we're going to give the name of column link, so we're naming the columns here. So one's just going to say link, and that's going to contain our links, which is up here. And then we want one more, which is going to be the soup, and we'll just say bio, since technically, if we're pulling it from the Wikipedia, it's going to give us a little bio of the person, and that is within the soup column, the list. Then we want to ignore the index creation to true. Okay. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are technically taking the link twice here, both in celeb name and link. So we need to strip the link or the web address from the name. So to do that, we're going to say athlete soup, tell it which column it's getting it from, and the column is celeb name. Make sure it's exact here. I don't know why I keep forgetting these. It's frustrating. It's equal to itself, athlete soup. Oh. Celeb name column. And then we have to use a map because it's more than just a single string. Lambda for the variable. And from the variable, we want to strip from the left our designated text. And our text is going to be the link. So we just copy this again, paste it down here. And I believe that'll be great. Now it's time for the moment of truth to see if this actually works. So we're going to say athlete soup down here. We just want to see the first couple columns here. So running that. Yep, that's running. Oh, we got an error. Yep, I'm just bad typing. Let's try that again. Okay, we're going. This little asterisk up here says it's running. Okay, it's done. Now let's see what it looks like. Uh-oh, that's not what we want. See how under bio it's saying go to Bing homepage? That is not this text here. So that's a problem. So we need to change what we're sourcing from over here. And it looks like we could grab either UL class or LI. So let's change it real quick to LI and see what happens. Run that and that. Give it a moment. That's not it either. So we need to, we'll try out UL class B vlist. So to do that, we need to say UL, and it's getting it from the class, and that's B underscore vlist. Okay. Once again, we'll try that. It's going. Yeah, that looks like what we want. So here, yeah, you can see under bio it says Eldrick Tiger Woods, American professional golfer. And that's Tiger Woods, our name, and our link. So that is how you scrape Google, or Bing in this case, for the text data. And you can modify it for how you need it. If you need to scrape the whole web page, you can, just based on what is here. And just try it out. You may have to do it a couple times like we did to get what we want. And then with this, you can use pandas to write it to a CSV or an Excel for later use.